So one of my friend, Prayan, he is now 25. When he was in 21 years, he decided and committed to himself that he is going to become a multimillionaire by 2026. And I remember at the time when he just committed this one, he was doing dropshipping and he was doing also good at the same time. But maybe after 6 to 7 months, he was not on the same pace and he started to decline. And maybe after 1.5 years, he completely quit that one and get into the affiliate marketing. And after spending at least 6 to 7 months, I still remember, he again now get into this trading. And then after, in trading, he has already spent all of their money, whatever they had made, within just 3 to 4 months. And after spending even 1.5 years in trading, now he just decided not to further proceed with that one because mentally is not able to cope up with that one. Now he's just finding a way to get into another one. He might be so much interested in getting the things done within just 2026. So in this process, he was also doing the graduation because majority of the friend was doing the preparation for the government examination. So he also started to prepare for the same while he was doing the graduation. But at the same time, he has no such intention to get a job and start working for the rest of their life. He wanted to get the job, and after that, in this side way, he will be able to work on their own so that there won't be any kind of monetary problems, and peace of mind, he will be able to build something. And at the same time, he was also building one of the applications to offer the services for the local market and businesses, and that is still not completed. Now he is just working as a software developer in one of the company because he was not able to crack the examination within just 2 years. And now he think that he was in a dilemma. He was not even traveling the way to actually get into this millionaire journey. And he is now getting into a kind of stress now. And again, he is just redefining their career to get to achieve this destination by 2030. And in this process, he was not just stick to any one specific field. He has explored whatever the field he was being influenced by the society, by the social media applications. So he was just following the way which might make them feel a bit of shiny object. And this is what actually the shiny object syndrome is. We are not stick to any one specific field and spending a lot of time to get in-depth knowledge in one specific way and actually get the things done in that area itself. And this generally not just happen with us. This happens with more than 90% of the people with us, and especially with millennials and Gen Zs. And we suffer the most with this way because we see the people around us that they are successful, but they are not even going to show you what actually the other side of the coin is. It is just kind of like an Indian buffet, right? There is a variety of the foods available and we are not even able to stick to one of the specific food and to get the taste with presence of mind. And I've also spent a lot of time just going through the surface level with most of the industries, not getting into depth. And the same mistake if you're going to repeat. So for the same reason, today I'm just going to walk you through exactly what this shiny object syndrome is and how we have to deal with this. And before that, we just have to understand what are the reasons behind this. So the first reason we have here is we are just living in the dilemma of progress. We just start something excited. Whenever something comes new, maybe the crypto era, maybe it was the dropshipping era, maybe the content creation era, whatever it is. We just get into the field and we're not even stick to one specific field. And that is definitely not going to get you to see the results. And the second reason here is we have lack of clarity. If I have one of the question that where do you actually see yourself in the next 10 years? What will be the answer for you? Because we have no such direction actually. We just tend to go with that specific field which might feel a bit of shiny and we just pursue those one. We just follow what everybody is suggesting us in our society. But we do not definitely give some space and some time to actually think of this, that what actually we want from these 5 to 10 years. and we do all of the things, that one of them will definitely work, but this is not going to be the one. And the one another reason would might be is our society and the family reasons, because one of the relative has already cracked their examination in IIT. One of them has already placed in one of the government examinations. They want to make us to prepare for the same, even if we are not meant to go with that specific field, even if our interest doesn't allow us to go with that field. And yes, the fourth one is social media applications, because nowadays everyone has the access of these smart devices, and we see everybody is out there very successful, but we do not have the idea that what actually the other side of the coin is. Why should they want to show us other side of the coin? Even if you would be there, you won't be able to make them so. So why are you expecting other would be there? They might be showing that they are so much successful, but what actually in the background, we do not know. We see that they have a great startup idea. We see they have cracked the IIT examination within just a year. We see that they have become a millionaire within just 2 to 3 years. And we just try to pursue the same. But it is not going to work for you itself. Even if you have found yourself, until and unless you have not understood yourself. And another reason here we have is we have a lot of knowledge and information out there in this era. Every information and education is in just our fingertips. There is a lot of information out there in YouTube. There is a lot of information out there in Udemy. There is a lot of other platforms as well. And we try to focus on all those things at the same time, but want to grab a lot of information, so that if we want to learn all those, it just simply means we will be able to learn all those and will be able to achieve whatever we have decided. But this is not going to be working. I remember when I first started my development journey, I was going through a lot of languages. I was not even stick to one of the language. I have spent at least maybe 1.5 years learning the languages. And maybe within just 3 years, I have learned 7 to 8 languages. And in these 7 to 8 languages, I'm just working with 1 to 2 to 3 specific language only. And after realizing after 1 year of learning all these things, I realized that learning a lot of languages is not going to help me. And then after I started building the applications. And that is what actually the thing we have to focus on more. And the another reason where we have is fear of missing out, because in every trend we try to just cope up with that one. Maybe that it was the trend of affiliate marketing, maybe that it was the trend of dropshipping, maybe that it was the trend of getting into the stock market and trading, and now it is the trend of AI. So we just have to be clear enough that why we have been following that pathway and how it is going to help us achieve that long-term goal. And that is what actually you have to ask the question. And here you might be thinking that maybe someone is not the kind of person who is going to be a specialist. He might be pursuing their generalist field. But there is a difference between becoming a specialist and generalist. And here we have also the fine line differences between getting into the trap of shiny object syndrome and become the person who is generalist. I will make one of the video itself in future related to have the advantage of becoming a journalist over this specialist in this fast-paced era. And here we have the 3-step framework which will definitely help you way out of this trap of shiny object syndrome and get into one of the specific direction to actually achieve something. And definitely there won't be any kind of regret which you might be later on. So the first one here is you just have to define what actually your end star is. What is your specific goal? What is your long-term vision which you really want to achieve? And if whenever you are deciding to achieve something, or maybe you have decided to take any action in a specific field, you just have to ask the question whether this field is going to help me way out of this problem to get into that specific field. If it is the thing, then definitely you have to pursue with those. And if it is not aligned with long-term goal, you just have to leave it as soon as possible, or else it is going to drain your energies and your time as well. So you might have also the question is how much time we have to give it So it is just 90 days. If you have not gone through this video itself, it will definitely make you a bit of clarity that how you should actually invest your time effectively in a year and explore maybe 3 to 4 specific field and actually get the knowledge in those specific field. The 90 days rule. You will be amazed to mastery upon in one specific field in just 90 days. So you just have to try for the next 90 days, and if it is the worth trying for the next year, you just have to continue. And if it is not the thing that you have decided and you're going to start something, you just have to quit in that way, because this 90 days is not even so much enough, and it is also not so less to invest on something. And third one here we have is having a kind of mentorship, because this is what actually going to save your years. They have already traveled the pathway which you are going to travel, but here in this case you do not have to be misunderstood with what actually their mentorship you have been choosing, because in this era everyone has the access of this device. They will be able to make a content around this. It doesn't simply means they have the expertise on that as well. You just have to go find on LinkedIn or somewhere else, or maybe the field which you have been working with. The person who is just 2 to 3 steps ahead, you just have to consult with them. What actually they have done and how you should also follow the same, so that you will be also reaching the same destination. And if you are someone who is just going to ask for the CEOs that how they have explained, then definitely you won't be able to get the gist of what actually you need to do at this stage, because it's been a long. They have just climbed that ladder. They won't be able to suggest you the best for you in this current moment. So the person who is just 2 to 3 steps ahead of you, you just have to consult with them, reach out to them, and be thankful for the time they have given. And that's it. Thank you very much the time which you have given to yourself, and definitely follow the same and don't get trapped into this shiny object syndrome and make things happen. Definitely you will be able to make. And in this process, you just have to remind yourself every single day that what is your actually the long-term goal is, and what actually you have done today itself, and the thing and the decision which you are going to take, whether it is aligned to your destination or not. If it is not, just eliminate the same, and if it is, just follow the same and upskill. So thank you very much the time which you have given to yourself, and definitely will see you very soon. Till then, have a nice life.